What's up, y'all? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Happy Podcast Wednesday. I am happy to be in the place, and I love when my loyal viewers are happy to be here. I got a call. I got a call last week because I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't do the show last week, and one of my people hit me up with my DM and was like, "You ain't do the show." I was like, "I know, I'm sorry." And they was not. They was like, people be looking to tune into your show, share. You got to do the show. So I was like, "I'm sorry." All I could say was, "I'm sorry, I wasn't feeling well." That's it. But it just let me know that regardless if it's two people, three people, your people are tuning in for you. Your people are looking for you to tune do your show and stuff. So I felt kind of good about that. I felt kind of good about that. Um, I don't like how the looking today, but I'm gonna have to go with the flow today because I didn't want to do it from my phone today. So and the Wi-Fi a little jacked up. So excuse me, y'all. As long as y'all can hear me, that's all that matter. I didn't want to do an audio show. I love to do shows where we can have like camaraderie and talk to each other. But today's show, dating after babies, how soon is too soon? That's gonna be an interesting topic. So we're gonna get ready to jump into it because it seems like I run out of time within my hour. I don't get to talk about everything I want to discuss. But today I want to go ahead and get into it. We're gonna get into it, okay? And bear with me today. Like I said, the Wi-Fi is a little sketchy. It is jumping in and out, is doing its own thing. What's up, Trina, my girl? Is doing its own thing. And so I'm just having to go with the flow. And I want y'all to go with the flow with me. Okay. All right. What's up, Trina, my girl? I hope all is well with you. So quote of the day. We're gonna, as I said, the name of the topic of the show today is dating after babies. How soon is too soon? And that has a lot. That can go really in depth. That can be. It's a very broad topic. So I definitely want us to have some real good conversation and some good some it's gonna be kind of juicy. So I want y'all to all like give me your thoughts on it as we talking. Okay. Um, Dating after babies. A quote of the day: a child requires the love, care, and support of both the parents for a happy and stable life. The child requires that. In regards to that, see what I'm saying with this one? My God, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna get on from my phone, baby, because I don't play that. You ain't gonna click out on me now. We ain't gonna do that. Let's see. I'm gonna. We still gonna talk, yeah, but I'm about to switch screens. But like I said, the quote is: "A child requires the love, care, and support of both parents for a happy and stable life." It don't matter what type of parents they have, whether it's male on female, female on male. We know, and then you got the other homes because I know a lot of times people be like, "You can't." Listen, that's just the way it is now. It is just like that. So we can't tell people how to live and how not to live. It's simply what it is. We just got to get into it. If we don't like it, we don't like it. So I'm gonna I'm just switching over, y'all, because I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it on the computer. And I wanted to have the full screen effect, but no ma'am. No ma'am, Pam. All right. So, like I was saying, we want children to have a stable environment. We want them raised in a stable environment. We want to make sure that the children are groomed with the let me and get off of here. It's okay. It's just us talking to each other. Get you off the stage. All right. Okay. So I'm back, y'all. Let me close this up. So, like I said, we're gonna like I said about the parenting thing. You want both kids. You want kids to actually have everything that they need as they're being raised, as they're growing up. You want them to have the stability. You want them to have the sanctuary. You want them to have the good raising. You want them to have everything they're supposed to have as they're being raised and prepared for this world. So, like in it, and at this point, as long as there's two people in the house doing it, that's what matters the most. All that who it is and why it is that those kids are being loved, taught well, and all the things that they're supposed to have while they're being groomed and raised, then we're going to accept it for what it is, because this is the nature of the world now. So we do want to state that. So making sure that they have the things that they need is way more valuable, and the people that they need while they're being groomed and raised is way more valuable, instead of thinking about all the other things that go along with it. Because we know for a fact, we know this, that a woman can't raise a boy to be a man, and a man can't raise a girl to be a woman. But they're going to do the things that they have to do to make sure those kids have the things that they need. And that's what we care more about. We care about who raising them. Yes, true indeed. But we care more about if they're getting the things that they're supposed to have. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, I was trying to do it on the computer. So give me 1 second as I just multitask a little bit to get everything set up for me, because okay, I'm ready. Um, Happy Wednesday. What's up, D? How you doing? Welcome to the show today. All right. So, should you date a person who is a fresh parent to a child that's 1 and under? He said, "Happy Wednesday, twin." What's up? To a child that's 1 and under, or are there time limitations on when a person's exiting a relationship should start dating a new person? Like, is there a time limit on that? Do we have to is in it, and should there be, if they don't have a time limit, should there be a time limit? Because um kids need, we just said kids need stability, right? So we can't be messing up they structured lifestyle because you ready to get out there and you might not be ready to get out there. You might be out there but not like ready to get out there. So we want to make sure that if we're giving these kids, we want to make sure that we're giving these kids the structure, the time difference that they need to have while they're being raised. We need to make sure there are several things in place when you're talking about um, raising children and introducing them to new people just because you're ready to date. Kids are different. And you do have to take in regardless of what people may say to you, you do have to take your children into consideration when you're talking about dating, when you're talking about starting over and getting out there, especially if they're only used to seeing their parent. You have to take all that into consideration. You cannot be selfish. Then, because there's a lot of parents out there that tend to be really, really selfish when it comes to how they live their life. It's like, oh, this is my life. I'm grown. I can do this. I can do that, as long as it ain't affecting them. But it is. But it is affecting them. It is, though. And that's the things that we have to focus on. We can't just be thinking about the fact that I that we want to be happy and we want this and we want that. We have to actually give our kids that opportunity to see healthy shit. And a lot of times they're not getting that. So one thing I will say is that I do feel like as long as you got those, as long as you got people in the house that are giving those kids the things that they need, the things that they deserve, and the things that they desire, between parents now, that's fine. But when you're talking about co-parents and moving along to somebody else, you got to make sure that you are strictly ready for that. You have to make sure that you're not putting your kids in a position to be running back telling their daddy or their mom what's happening in your house because they don't feel safe or they don't feel content or they don't feel loved because you're giving it to somebody else. So it is a time frame on how soon it is to start dating again and doing all that after children. There's definitely a time frame, and so we're gonna talk about that a little bit today. Hey Jay, how you doing, my girl? we're definitely going to talk about a little bit of that. We're going to jump into it. DC, I'm trying to telling you, D, bring in women around, because every woman doesn't have the best intentions for your children. Every man don't have the best intentions for your children, because a lot of times they don't even know what needs to be done for those children. That's why you have to be very, very mindful of who you bring around your kids. You have to be. So when introducing your children to a new partner, parents should typically wait until the relationship is strong and has lasted between 9 and 12 months. And the integration should be gradual. It shouldn't be no just this my man, y'all, this my kids. It shouldn't just be like that. No, it's a gradual introduction. Like, if you got to play it off and do some shit like this, do it. Y'all, you tell him, he tell you that y'all can meet up at the park, and you can just act like y'all just randomly ran into each other that day and be like, this is my friend, da 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 da, and then see how he gravitates to them, see how they gravitate to him. See if he knows how to talk to them, if he what to say. You know what I'm saying? That person needs to be able to have good communication skills when it comes to kids. All that matters. All of it matters. So the integration should definitely be gradual. Start with a brief meeting in a neutral place, like the park, and let your ex-spouse know as well. You need, and you know, it kills me. It breaks me down when I hear people say, he don't got to know what's going on with me. She don't got to know what's going on with me. Then it don't care. It don't matter about what's going on with you. It matters who's around those kids. That's what matters. It's not the introduction to your ex is not about your ex. The introduction to your ex is about those children. Y'all co-parenting. And so if you're trying to bring another man or another woman around these kids, that man needs to know. That man needs to know. That's his right to know. That's her right to know. You can't just be slipping people in and out of your kids' lives, and this person don't know what's going on. That's unfair. That's unfair, because now you got Tom, Dick, and Harry over there around little Melanie, and he over here dating too, but ain't nobody met them children. As soon as we get booty and moving, my things in. As soon as we get booty, I'm moving my things in. I'm going to say, tell them kids we go together. No way, D, you shut up. No way. No way. That's definitely not the introduction we're going for. No, sir, buddy Bob. And I know you're joking, but no. Because it's people really like that, D. It's people really out there doing that, though. So, no. So let your ex-spouse know, because when it's too soon, kids will be confused, jealous, angry, and sad. They can have all their emotions wrapped up in one because they don't have the opportunity to get to know somebody. You just throwing them on. Ask this red. What we need to ask her. So dating tips after relationships. Reflect on what went wrong the first time, so you can be focusing on that before you start dating somebody else. Fix yourself, fix you in any capacity that you're walking into this relationship in, because if you haven't grown and you're trying to get into another relationship, what are you doing? If you haven't changed or learned from, because most of the times when breakups happen, when you talk about in between a relationship, especially a relationship that has garnered and produced children, if your relationship did that, then you definitely want to have these conversations. You do not want to be you want to have a conversation as to why y'all relationship ended. It may not seem like an important thing, but it is. It's a very important thing. You want to know what it is that you may have done not the right way, or they haven't done the right way, and so that y'all can fix it, and then you can fix that part of you and all of that. Every relationship is a growing, is growing. So you get the opportunity when you leave that relationship, even if you don't feel like that you were the person that was wrong in the relationship, which you may be or may not be, you still want to make sure you take something away from that relationship. You still want to make sure that you leave knowing that you learned this or learned that. You learn how to deal with a situation differently. Yo, what's up, sis? You learn how to deal with a situation differently. Now you don't like I'm hearing a lot of people saying people be too emotionally involved in their responses. Well, I don't know if y'all want people to just be emotionless, but I will say this: you do have to have control over your emotions in certain situations. But if a situation is asking for it to be emotional, you're probably going to respond in some type of an emotional way, because this is somebody that you've been building a life with. This is somebody who you've been living with, and then especially if you guys produce some children. Okay, so co-parenting while dating when you have children. Children experience a range of emotions when you're dating. When you're dating somebody else, they start to feel lonely. They start to feel like it's less about them, more about the other person. And that's only because of what you may be doing to show them or make them feel that way. Because even if you're dating someone, you still have to be making the same type of time that you had for your children before that person came along. That they still need that same type of time. Hey, Brisky, how you doing? They still need that same type of time. So you cannot just, that's why it's an important time and time frame that you're bringing people into your children's lives, because you cannot disrespect them to be like, oh yeah, I'm down for this and I'm down for that, and they haven't had the opportunity to even know who you down with. So give them the time. Children experience a range of emotions. It takes children time to adjust to the changes that the end of relationships bring, whether it be divorce or just a separation. If you begin dating too soon, this creates more changes children must adjust to. Not only are they going through the adjustment of not seeing the parents in the house together anymore, which is a huge adjustment. They're going through that. And then the next adjustment is that you're dating fast and you putting these people in front of them immediately. If you can go out and start fucking and date whoever you want to. They don't gotta come home with you. They don't gotta know who your home life is. They don't even gotta know that children are involved until you ready to tell them that. It's the lack of respect and tolerance for those children that starts to make things a little bit uneasy. Okay, children need their parents during this fragile adjustment period already when it comes to ending that relationship. So well, Dennis, I'm gonna say this about you being clingy. You don't need to date nobody that's getting out of a relationship and they have children if you clingy. You just need, because you need to just sit tight and go and date somebody who either got grown children or no children, because you cannot force your emotions and your instincts into a relationship, especially when a person's trying to take their time. So you can be as clingy as you want to, but just be clingy with somebody who can be clingy with you. Otherwise, no, it's not safe and it's not good, because people who move too fast tend to really fuck up things with their children, and you fuck up the co-parenting that you're trying to work on. And you don't have to be messing up any one of those if y'all just really communicate better. I get henpecked real fast. You're so old, bro. So yeah, children need their parents during the fragile adjustment, and this is especially true for younger children as they rely on their parents to provide support and stability. And when parents begin dating too soon, they may be less available emotionally and physically for their children, and your child may also experience feelings of jealousy. And that is not cool, because it ain't no way no kid should feel like my mama's spending more time with this person than they are with me. My mama's spending more time my dad is spending more time over here, and I'm already I only come over here, especially if, say for instance, you're not the custodial parent, and then your kid got to go to their mom's house or to their dad's house on every other weekend, or 2 or 3 times a week, however the schedule is set up. If you're the custodial parent, you could definitely got to worry about talking about bringing people around your kids, because you got the kids the majority of the time. If you're a non-custodial parent, The time that you're supposed to have with your kids should strictly be for your children. It should not be where you got to bring Mary over here and Mary coming to sit with you and your kids while y'all eat dinner. These kids trying to learn you as just the mother or just the father. They're trying to get to know you already, and you trying to bring other people to the dinner table, and they're already trying to figure out why you left their mama or why their mama left you. Like, it's other things they got going on. You got to do some reassuring already, and you talking about bringing somebody in fast. That's some of the stupidest, most selfish shit I've ever heard of. Like, you cannot rush things to heal, and you cannot rush kids to heal. Kids are going through it just as much as you. Just because you had a whole lot more emotional investment, you had so much more emotional investment in that man because you got sexual investment. You have intuitive investment. You have mental investment. You have emotional investment in that partner. So of course you and your partner have some things that y'all had, but those children only see parents. That's my father. That's my mother. And you trying to tell a kid that, yes, true indeed, you have a father over here or a mother over here, but I want to be happy too. Fuck your happiness. Fuck your happiness. If you can't do it without involving your kids and being negligent, fuck your happiness. Simple as that. And I don't care how nobody feel about it. I swear some people need to be tagged in this. Tag them then. Tag their ass, because people need to be told and showed. You need to know what the hell going on with your kids first. You cannot try to be a superhero to a man or a woman when you can't even be a superhero to your damn children first. They need to see you healed so that they can feel comfortable to come and say to you, Mom, I don't feel good about this, or I don't feel good about that. And when they don't see you doing things right, then they start holding stuff in. They can't talk. They can't speak to you about certain things because you got your mind over here. You trying to fall in love. Fuck you. And I'm serious about that. I don't give a damn. When my kids, when me and their dad broke up, there was a whole lot of time in between before I got married. And when I got married and that didn't work out, there was a whole lot of time in between that divorce and me dating again, especially you talking about bringing kids around. I don't care if a person want to say, you can do it, you can still do this and still do that. Yes, you can. But if you are going to be negligent to your kids in the process, you are failing them. I don't give a damn what you want to have going on and how you got it going on. People, we think too much about ourselves when we done brought other people into this reality. What's up, Kels? What's up, D? Forgot to say hey. We think too much about ourselves when we're when kids are already put into the picture. We think too highly of us. If you just had a baby and you, first of all, you just had a baby and it ain't work out with you and that dad or that mom, and that child less than 1 year old or 1 year old, then you definitely need to sit your ass down. You need to be still. Cooter cat ain't healed completely. They always say it take, this incense blowing dead in my face. They always say it take a woman body a year to 18 months before it heal or whatever after you have babies and shit. And y'all out here trying to go ahead and date and get in a whole nother damn relationship. A whole nother relationship. You talking about a kid that ain't even turned 1 yet, and now they got to go ahead. That's when they need you a lot. You got to be nourishing them, taking care of them, getting involved in them, letting them learn you just like you learning them, because this your first baby. You learning things. I had a streak of depression with my first baby because of the simple fact that I felt like me going to work and coming home, I wasn't there enough. I felt I was missing my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when I became a parent, anything else outside of me started to dwindle. My dedication to my kids was number one, top priority. Nobody can't say nothing different than that. When I became a parent, I became a dedicated parent. Point blank, period. I did not think it went never a thought in whether or not who came first. And I hear a lot of people saying, I come first, I come first. Fine, that's you and yours. But with me, it's always been mine first. It's always been that way. Because yes, I gotta take care of me. That's a unwritten rule. You gotta take care of yourself. So I don't feel like I gotta tell myself what to do with myself on a regular basis. I know I gotta take care of myself because I gotta be good because I'm taking care of somebody else. Now, as I'm older and my children are grown, I do focus a lot more on me, but I focus still just as much on them. I just give me a little bit more time because I know I did a good job. But what I'm not going to do is ever feel like I'm supposed to deep dive into some shit and then start bringing these men around my kids. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. And that's one thing I hate to see is a man or a woman with a lot of motherfuckers that they constantly introducing their kids to. This my friend, this my friend. But it's a friend every other week or it's a friend every other day. That's irresponsible. Because then you got to realize too that you're invoking this showcase off to your children. You're invoking that on them. They're seeing that. So now they got 1,200 friends. Now you got a daughter or a son that can't commit because they got a bunch of friends. You got to change that. So children experience a range of emotions when they see things, unhealthy environments, and they start, as I said, they start to feel jealous from having to share you and feel like they have to use different ways to get your attention, and your kids should not have to fight for your attention. So dating is a strong suit on how you're moving and why you're moving the way you're moving and how it affects your children. How it affects your children, baby. Prepare your children before introducing them to a new partner. Children may experience the confusion. Have a healthy balance of how you spend time with the person that you're with and with your children. So if you took a good amount of time to start introducing your kids to these people, then you probably are in a good spot because that means your kids ain't starting to feel no neglect. They ain't questioning you because they're not feeling left out. They're feeling just the same way. They supposed to feel the same way they felt before you start dating that person. They're supposed to feel that. It shouldn't be no change. Continue keeping the special times you spend with your children just for them. For example, if Friday night is family night, movie night, keep that tradition. Don't be changing up traditions. And if you do change up traditions, ask them about it. Before you decide to bring Shalia into your house on y'all movie night, you talk to your kids. See if it's okay with them. If they say no, they're not ready, then respect their mind. Do movie night with Shalia Thursday night. Do movie night with Shalia Monday night or Sunday night or Saturday night. But Friday night need to continue to be for you and your kids. It needs to be for you and your kids. It shouldn't be shared. If they're not ready to share it, don't share it. Some important things to consider when beginning a new relationship is to listen to your children's feelings about new relationships. Ask them, what would they think about that? Avoid getting defensive or giving explanations. Show your children you understand, and keep in mind that their dissatisfaction may not be permanent. So they may feel like that up front and not want to meet anybody. That's true, and that all well and dandy because it's their feelings. But eventually, when they start to see this person and they start to, like I said, when you gradually, not fasting, but gradually introduce them to this person, it gives them the opportunity to see how this person is with you, how this person is with them. It's different things that can come from that. I'm so happy we old now because everybody's kids should be growing this all up. Dennis, get off my screen. You is crazy as hell. But that's true. When you at a different point in a different element of your life, you don't have to focus on kids as much because they're young adults now. It's definitely in some people's situations, definitely. But a lot of times, you still have to focus on that if you still got younger children. You got to be careful who you bring your kids around. Make your actions match your words. For example, if you tell your children you will be back home before they go to bed, make sure you are home and on time. If you used to read your kids' bedtime stories, be there to read their bedtime stories. Schedule your dates after, or schedule your dates when they with they other parent. That's why co-parenting is very, very valuable, because you can schedule time with the co-parent to be with your kids on the nights that you decide that you want to have dates. Okay. He said right. um, Times when your children are already away, when they are with their co-parent, are good times to spend dating with you and your new partner, as I just stated. Speak and plan around your children's time. Just remember to be patient while everyone adjusts to the new changes. Dreams of a new parent. Children often fantasize about their parents getting back together. So that's another reason why you do have to take your time with introducing your kids to situations, because a lot of times kids have the thought process that mommy and daddy probably just living in different houses and they're going to come back home soon. Somebody going to come back home soon. And that's their fantasy. You know what I'm saying? It could be right or wrong, but that's their thought process. And if that's what's going on in their mind mentally, of course, if they see somebody too fast, they're going to be like, dang, well, I thought daddy was coming back. I thought mommy was coming back. No, baby. Take your time, because you're going to have some, because that's when kids start to be insubordinate. They start retaliating against you. Like, you telling them they going to bed at a certain time because somebody about to come over there, and they know this day night with you. They ain't thinking about that person coming over there. They're thinking about what's supposed to be going on tonight. That's really supposed to be going on tonight. And you done came in here and shuffled their night up because you want to have a date. No. Wait until they with the co-parent. But they worry about a new parent. While the lost dream of their parents getting back together may fear together, children may fear that you are actually replacing their parent with somebody else, and they don't want to feel like that. And it's important to reassure your child that this person is an addition to their life, not a replacement. Not a replacement. Always tell your children the truth. A woman that you dating cannot replace their mother, and a man that you're dating cannot replace their father. Be very, very strategic about that. Make sure they always know that their other parent is just as valuable as you are. Make sure they always see that. When you're talking about another man being there, another woman being there, you're making them think that their parent is replaceable. No, strategically, he's not. She's not. But you do want to say that this is an addition to our lives, not something that can either stand in place of, because that's not what we're doing. We're not standing in place of nothing. I don't care if they got a crackhead ass mama or a crackhead ass daddy. I don't care. It's not a replacement. It's an addition. Because that's still their parent. They still have love for that person. And you trying to change what it is because you got other stuff going on that you want to do. Y'all better remember that these people, these precious little babies were given to you temporarily. And their feelings do matter. And they speak up a lot more about those feelings at this time and place. No, I don't know if Earth just shifting and making them talk more or put it out there a little bit more, but baby, these kids ain't holding nothing back. Not a thing. Attention, affection, and sexuality. Being affectionate with your new partner in front of your children may be uncomfortable for them. Now, do understand that though. Do understand that your kids may not want to see you be hugged on, kissed on, loved on in front of them with your new partner. They may not want to walk out into the living room and see you snuggled all up under that man or that woman. They may not want to see that. That's why it's effectively right for you to do a lot of your dating when your children are not there, especially in the beginning stages, because these are not things those kids want to see, but they do not want to know that it's dead ass over with their parents. Because that's that's a sheer sign that it's dead over. It's a sheer sign for them. They don't want to know that. Seriously consider the well-being of your children when it comes to displays of physical affection in your romantic life. If you're one of those people that like to be touchy-feely, you definitely, because I know I'm that type of person. So I know if I'm dating somebody with, and I got young children, I'm not going to invite them over while my kids there because I'm touchy-feely. Why would I do that? Not unless my kids fully know who this person is. They seen us date for a while. We really together and all of that. Then no. That's because that's something they got to get comfortable with. Just like grown parents got to get comfortable when their kids come around them and then they boyfriend holding their hand up. He rubbing on her shoulder, she rubbing on his back. Those are things we have to get comfortable with. We see our kids growing up. So you think that they want to see their parents be doing that with another person? No. Take your time, baby. Limit sleepovers with your new partner to times when your children are not in the home. Majority of the things that I'm saying to you is going to be based on when your kids are not there, because that's most of the time that you're supposed to be focused on that person. You can't give your kids a lot of focus when you're still trying to get up under another person and they're around. Speedy love the kids and not give them real money for real. What y'all say they gonna love it here? Oh God, Speedy. Speedy love the kids. That's it. It ain't nothing wrong with that, Speedy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But just make sure that it's done in a correct time frame. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, tell my mama where that man. That's what the kids gonna be asking Speedy. Mama, where that man at? Plan for how you will respond to the possibility of your co-parents' values differing from yours. For example, if your child mentions that mommy sleeps with her new partner or that daddy's new partner stays the night, how will you respond? Preparing your reaction and response ahead of time will allow more reassuring and successful responses that focuses on your children's nature. This man here, tell my mom where that man did, tell my because they gonna know Speedy the man that's giving money when he come around. So them kids gonna be asking about your Speedy. they gonna be asking about Speedy. Be like, man, last time he was over, he gave me $40. Can you go? Is that who you dating? And then now you become the money man, Speedy. Do they really like you, or do they just like the fact that you get them money? What they really like? You got to know if you're ready and how to get started. So if you haven't done it before, if you are new to dating after children, prepare yourself for letdowns. Prepare yourself for the different things that come along with normal dating. Just because you got children don't mean that the dating world changed, baby. It probably got a little bit more piss in it. You got to spoil them first. But they still might not like you. They still might not. I'm telling you, when little girls and their daddies and little boys and their mamas, it's very, 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 very difficult to get up under their skin and make them like you. It gotta be a natural thing. So buying them and giving them money ain't gonna do it. They gonna take your money. That don't mean they like you. They gonna take that money now. But knowing if and when you are ready and when you get ready to get started is a key thing. So don't if you decide that you just want to go out on dates, do dates. They don't have to be somebody that you settling down with, but you can do dates, and you can do dates more so. Everybody knows when you're doing dates and stuff that them kids, I'm telling him, them kids gonna take your money. They gonna get the money. They're gonna get your money, baby. I would have never told them man that my mama ever dated no to no money. No, the fuck is wrong with me? I'm gonna take your money and still not like you, cause I don't like that you talking to my mama. Point blank, period. What you mean? But thank you. And that's girls all the way. Boys might not even take your money. I got old girl, so I'm a girl dad all day. And any girl and another girl from another person will take your money too. Speed it down, mean she gonna like you, baby. And she gonna still have an attitude every time you come around. And you gonna be having to find yourself paying her all the time for 5 minutes of her mama time. Or you might as well just go to your house. How to know if you're ready to date. Knowing if you're ready to date is it's not as simple as you think it may be, because a lot of times you haven't even grieved through the fact that shit is over. You haven't even grieved and processed what it is that you need to process before you start dating again. So there's no one right way to go through a separation. However, but for everyone, it's necessary to take time to work through the end of a relationship, because perhaps you've gone to therapy, life coach, attending online support groups for divorcing people or people who are separating, or just spend a lot of time working through it yourself. You have got to heal and grieve. You got to think about some of those things. Sometimes you may sit and cry about it because it hurts you. It hurt. And that's okay. But what you cannot do is think that it's okay to put a pillow or a Band-Aid over your grief and try to go on and live your life. Because guess what you're going to do? You're going to treat that man or that woman the way that person hurt you, and you're going to take it out on them because you're not ready. You have not even put yourself in a position to heal. But you talking about you ready to date. But if that man or that woman call, you ready to be right there. No, you're not ready. So process it. Dating should begin after you've invested the time in recovering, not before. That's because waiting to date until you have thoroughly grieved and processed your separation is the only way to be open and available to someone new. You can't get nobody your time and commitment if you stuck on somebody else, bro. You cannot do that. You cannot do it. And you'll see it a lot of times in a lot of relationships. People end up actually checking out of relationships before it's over. They just wait for it to be over. So then they be like, I'm ready to date. But still, just because that don't mean you ready to jump out there. You still got to go through your healing process. You still got to realize that there are things that you need to focus on before you do it, because it's other things that might have pushed you to the reason of that separation. It's other things. It's not always just like, oh, the relationship just can't play this course. No, it's something that made it play its course. Relationships ain't just meant to just fall apart. Relationships are not just meant to fall apart. Relationships are meant to be studious and long lasting and loving. But when you got to start putting into your mind that this relationship has ran its course, that don't mean that you're still ready to jump into a world of dating. What made it run its course? Are you being honest with yourself about that? Are you being accountable for what role you played in that situation? Okay. Dating will work best if you are comfortable with the fact that your relationship has ended. If you aren't there yet, that's okay. However, it would help to wait until you are there before you begin dating. It's people that bed hop so much to they don't even know what soul they like because they fucking everybody. So you don't know which one that you really connected to. You don't understand, because now you got all these different soul ties going on inside your body. You don't understand. That's men or women. That's a man or a woman, because it's a lot of men that jump from bed to bed too after a relationship ends. I do think before you move, y'all should do things together, like a movie or dinner with everyone. Hell, who says y'all got to move in together for it to be a relationship? That's a lot of issues too. People moving in and they doing it too fast. But I do think that your idea of once everybody's comfortable with each other, that's a cute idea. But if don't be mad if the other parent don't want to come and do no movie with y'all. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Everybody ain't there. Are you clear about what you're looking for? You're older than when you last were seeking a partner, so undoubtedly much has changed and about what you want in one. And to date successfully, you should have a solid idea about what you are looking for, because when you begin dating, you should feel secure in knowing these things: your red flags and your deal breakers for future partners. You need to already be able to discover that and see it off top. Oh, that's a red flag. I don't want it around me, and I definitely don't want it around my kids. Put it out there. Be honest about it. The qualities you prefer in others. If they're not producing those qualities, if they don't know those qualities, yeah, you can't always think that it's the time and you have the time and the allotment to teach people. Hell, you got to raise children, bruh. You can't teach people, bruh. You can't teach grown-ups. Grown-ups gonna have to teach themselves. Only thing you can teach a grown-up is about you. But you can't be trying to be this person book for them to learn how to be nice. If they don't know how to have a communication, take your ass to school and learn how to talk, or go into a class that's going to teach you that. I don't have time. The investing that you're talking about doing in a relationship is investing for both of y'all. You can't come in this relationship 40% and 20% of it you don't even know how to talk. But I'm just going, who the hell, who even get attracted to that? Who spend time with somebody they can't even communicate with and expect the communication to grow and get better? That's something they need to develop on their own. Why do you feel like you can pull them in and teach them that shit? That's ridiculous. Worry about your kids when it comes to communication. Go teach them how to communicate. Sitting up there thinking that you can teach a grown individual something that they should have been teaching them damn selves or learning as they was growing up, it's not your job. It's not your job. It's just not. And we take on too much in relationships. We become people's advisor. We become people's counselor. We become people teachers. We become people handholders. We become people's motivators and educate. We become so much in relationships until you end up being drained. Run into people. If you already see those red flags up front that they don't got the qualities, baby, don't think that you got the time to invest in what they need to learn. If you don't see it in them already, give them time for them to learn it on their own. But don't just think that it's okay to feel like that you got the time to sit up and give a person a whole goddamn lesson. Every time it's something that you want them to know about you, y'all got to go through instructionals. No, that's not, no. We're not 20 and 21 no more. We're not growing together is one thing. I seen that. People get married at 18, 19, they're growing together. So yes, they're going to need to learn how to communicate. They're going to need all those things they're going to do as a couple because they're a young couple growing into an older couple. But for you 40, 50-year-old motherfuckers, y'all don't know how to do none of that bullshit, and you think that I'm supposed to teach you in it and bring you into this environment and teach you how to do all that? That's a waste of time. That's a red flag. Moving on. Methods and styles of communication you do and don't jive with. Don't accept it if it's not there. I simply just said that. Whether or not you're okay with someone who is currently raising children, you need to know that. If you are an empty nester and somebody come up to you and they want to start dating you and they got a 12-year-old, a 4-year-old, you need to know if that's something you really want to do. Be honest with yourself. You might like that man so much, like that woman so much, but if that child might be the thing that ended, and it's okay. But if you okay with that child, or with that parent that has a child, handle your business. But don't think that people want to hear. That's the one thing you're gonna have to learn about dating people with children. They don't want to hear nothing you gotta say about their kids. If you got a problem with their kid, you might as well swallow that shit. I've learned that. You be wanting to educate people on their children or things, how to do with parenting. People don't want to hear that shit about their kids. If you don't like their kid, you don't like their kid. The relationship dead. So that's why you need to know where right up front if it's a deal breaker for you to date somebody with kids. An updated version of your type, factoring in your current age. So if you know what you seek, age does matter. If whatever age you are, don't date that much younger than you, because obviously they're not going to have the experience that you think that you're looking for. Whether you want a serious relationship or not, that needs to be something that you put out there at first too. Whether you want the relationship to be serious or not, and how you feel about dating someone who is dating other people. Are you willing to share? Are you willing to get to know that person? And I said in one of my previous dating shows that date whoever you want to date, but you have to tell that person that you're dating other people. You got to be honest and fair and upfront. So it's nothing wrong with dating multiple people to get to know somebody that you want to settle down with, or somebody that you want to kick it with. It's nothing wrong with going out on a date with Tamika on Monday, and maybe to Shelby on Wednesday, and then going out with Dawn on Friday. It don't matter. As long as Tamika, Dawn, and Shelby know that you dating other people, that's fair. Because more than likely, they probably date somebody else too. But opening up that road to that conversation, that path to that conversation, gives you a whole lot more less judgment on people's behalf. You can't judge nobody for something that you're doing. You cannot. You cannot judge anybody for something that you're doing. If you date 5 women and she want to go date 5 men, what's your point? It shouldn't be nothing you got to say. Nothing. Just shut up. Or go on, let that person know at that time that you don't want to deal with it, because that's your opportunity right there. When they come to you and they say, "Hey, I'm dating," I go out on a couple of dates a week because I'm trying to get to know the people who I'm meeting, and I want who I want to take serious. That's a person being honest with you. If you don't like honesty, then you don't need to be dating anyway. So to close out the show, I want to say one more thing about dating with kids, because that's what this show boils down to. When you are ready, trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. Truly trust your instincts. If you feel it's off, it's off. Take things slow. Be upfront about your kids, and be upfront with your kids. If you ain't hear nothing else from me today, trust your instincts, take things slow, be upfront about your kids, and make sure you're upfront with your children. Your kids deserve the same type of honesty that you're giving these people in these relationships, if not more. Those are your children. The relationships come and go, but not your children. All right? Thank y'all for tuning in. Anybody got anything else they want to drop and say before we get out of here? If not, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all so much for giving me y'all time. Y'all know that. We got a live podcast show coming up where y'all gonna come and sit and be in the audience in person. We're gonna pass around the mic and get to know the people in the audience that want to speak and say things, coming up in December. Make sure you are looking out for the live show. I'll be telling y'all about it as we approach it. And I'll be advertising, and you'll be able to get you some tickets to come out to the live show. But make sure you are tuning in. If you do not follow Shelby's World Live on Instagram, do so, because we're going to be dropping the flyer over there, and we're also going to be dropping the information on how you can win free tickets over there. Make sure you're following us on YouTube. Get with us on any podcast industry that they have out there. Live show coming soon. I can't wait to talk to y'all then. Thank you, sis, about the topic. Thank you for tuning in, D. I appreciate y'all so much. I will see y'all next Wednesday. Peace.